My boy Pablo. How you feel? How you living, big bro Pablo? I was muted and shit.
He just decided to rap, you feel me? I went over his house, we used to stay at that bitch. We got to rapping in that bitch, and you feel me? Never look back.
Mazo is the oldest Bandgang member. He also got close within the group after being introduced through Shred Gang members, as he was with them initially. Although Mazo is initially from the Highland Park neighborhood, located in northwest Detroit. But his friendships landed him on Mark Twain and Strathmore. Biggs is pretty much the center to how the group started, as his family and friendships, along with his spot in the hood, brought everyone together, and he started rapping at a very young age. While in 7th grade, he would become friends with AJ at school, and he would come over and become part of the group as well. Detroit is infamous for their rap groups, dating back to when he would come over and become.
These niggas was trying to be FaZe? They got FaZe shirts on? What the hell?
I'm part of the group as well. Detroit is infamous for their rap groups, dating back to Blade Icewood and the Rock Bottom days. And going into the Doughboys Cash Out days, which their hood is located just a few miles from Bandgang's hood. The group would make their first appearance on YouTube late in 2011, releasing songs like Deal or No Deal.
Hoes like Twitter cause they only follow me. Got your man bitch bragging when a young ran me. I'm the man on the street.
Young as shit. Look at Javar. Ugly as shit. Javar ugly as hell. Buffed up though. Nigga buffed up. Hey, young as hell, buffed up.
And in December of 2012, Javar started the YouTube channel Great Lakes Productions and learned how to shoot music videos. Javar is the smartest Bandgang member as well as the most business savvy. That would set the group up to kick off their careers. Big single titled Trust would be the first song released on this channel, and he rapped under the name Young Paid, and the group was called TR4620, short for Troublesome Record.
Still out here robbing, I'll blow a nigga head off. My little dog popped the nigga up, then he sped off.
They would release Flexing, which was going crazy at the time. They would follow up with songs like Shred Gang and would release Win Volume 2 towards the end of 2013.
I heard a bitch told me to lighten up. I just bought a Bright and got a nigga lighten up. Bitches fogging up these bucks, get the bagging up. Bagging up. Feelings, now your bitch trying to set me up.
At the top of 2014, the group would drop their first big song called Bandgang or No Gang, which sits at almost 6 million views today.
20s in my robber, so you know the pocket sloppy. Trying to eat you better stop.
That's why you gotta cook at home, big bro.
The group was also doing a lot of different stuff in the streets, from scamming, which started off jugging on Instagram pages, getting people to send them money, hoping to multiply what they've sent, but they would just keep the money.
Niggas had the Instagram wave going, you know.
But please stop thinking somebody finna flip your Cash App. That's not gonna happen. Thanks for the free cheese. Thanks for the free cheese.
Get niggas to go out and buy a certain kind of card, and we'll get niggas to put a certain amount of money on that bitch, you know. Well, we had niggas thinking that if they put this amount on there, basically like you put 500 on this bitch, we'll turn it into 5,000.
Guys like AJ, Javar, and Big specialize in hustles like this.
Said, ain't no food here. He tired of this
selling
shit.
weed, and other members would dabble in a little bit of everything. They would drop another mixtape in May of 2014 titled Grind Season before releasing another big song titled First 48. This has right under 2 million views and had the group building a solid fan base.
These niggas, I see them, man. Them niggas got low. He in the crib on the corner. I'm about to kick in the dough.
In July of 2014, Javar would start Great Lakes Clarity, another YouTube channel, and began posting their music and vlogs to there. And another reason why I say Javar is the most business savvy member, he would also take his scamming to another level around this time, as swiping was very popular in Detroit, and it's something where people would buy stolen credit card info and use an MSR and embosser to write the stolen info on blank cards and punch the name and numbers on the card to make it seem legit.
Man, it was so much shit. It's like swiping really opened the door to niggas knowing about fraud in general.
Real shit, but swiping for us definitely changed the game.
Javar would go as far as buying a box that remembered all the card numbers you swiped through the box. He would employ McDonald's employees who would swipe the cards through the boxes for a fee.
So all you gotta do, you work at Wendy's or McDonald's. Okay, so this is what you gotta do. When people come to the back cash and you taking their card, swipe it through this box. Every time you swipe the card through this box, I'm gonna give you $10.
Javar would end up going to get some iced out buffs, and multiple other members went to get some as well.
We got the buffies with the diamonds in them, baby.
That sound louder?
Diamond tester.
Tell me if I sound louder now. I'll turn
You could
my
pick
mic
any,
up.
pick one, whatever.
The group would rap about this in countless songs, and Javar is very open with this past. Towards the end of 2014, they would release their best mixtape up to that point, titled The Family, with songs like Outro and big single Slippin' going crazy.
Slippin',
Biggs was
you
probably
niggas
the
be
group's
slippin'?
best rapper at this point, although they all brought different styles to the group.
Bandgang, the mob, fuck that nigga with a Navy, bro. On it, he gon' take a run if he looking crazy.
And in
Bandgang or
2015,
no
they
gang,
would
fuck
release
what you
White
heard.
Buff Boys, and Mazo would begin
I don't know
releasing
what
some
the
big
hell
singles
that mean.
himself.
You got
Sadly,
mods
the group
on
would lose a
Patrol? I
well-beloved
don't know
member.
what that
It was
mean. What that mean? Do you got mods on Patrol?
June
Do my
21st,
shit sound louder
2015,
though?
when 18-year-old Martell Taylor, who went by the nickname Two Dots, was in the Greektown neighborhood located near downtown Detroit, when he would be sadly shot to death by a 22-year-old man named Denzel Talbert after a fight. Denzel would soon after be arrested for this and later convicted, sentenced to 17 years in
You
prison.
can still hear the video
Martell
though,
Taylor,
right?
he was just 18. A fight ensued. Prosecutors say Talbert ran after Taylor and his friends, firing his gun, shooting Taylor to death and wounding another man.
What the
Security
fuck?
camera footage shows Talbert in what looks like he's celebrating his actions. The shooting shocked Greektown and the city.
This was a tough loss for the
What
young
the
group, and they would
fuck?
mention Dots in countless songs going forward and go as far as name mixtapes after him.
No doubt I want it. Rip Dot I want it. Rip Dot I. Damn, miss my nigga Dot. Sick I lost. Disrespect his name, bitch, you know it's gon' cost you.
The only regrets that I really have is going downtown the day that I lost my nigga Dots. That's the only day. I ain't gonna lie. Cause I
Talking about
felt
he
it.
just
I'm like,
an
no,
older
ain't
version
going,
of me
but
for
we ended up
real,
still-
bro. Stop it. You're just like chicken, Brody. You're just like chicken if you don't stop it.
going, so.
And shortly after his passing, one of the hottest rappers in Detroit
Dex.
from the Dexter Linwood neighborhood, the same neighborhood as some of the
Y'all know about
Bandgang's
that
current
Dex
ops are
Osama?
from, like 392 Lil Head, but we'll get into that song. Dex would diss Two Dots in the
That's Bandgang. That is Bandgang, cause that's Cash Gang. Duh. Yup, that is they ops right now. Wow.
song and lose his life himself less than 3 months later, passing on September 7, 2015. And we did do a Dex Osama video, so go check that out if you haven't seen it. And Bandgang would quickly
They
diss
was
Dex
going
after his
crazy.
passing
Why
in
is
the
they
song
saying
Oh
shit
Shit.
like that?
Rip Dots, he ain't deserve to get his life snatched. I wish they let the nigga out that did that. So we could pop him at his crib, I know the address. Turn his hood to Baghdad and get his ass splat. Doing something like Obama did. I got tenants for whoever know where niggas live.
And Paid Will would send a diss to Dex in the song 5, released a
What? No, I ain't know they was talking like that. What the fuck? Did y'all hear what that nigga just said? Nigga said he finna turn the block into Bandgang. Turn Osama like Obama did.
few months later.
Niggas out here getting killed over a hoe. See, I don't condone that. Bitch, fuck my bro.
Biggs and Paid Will would also release a song titled Flip Work, which has over 4 million views today.
Flip work, count stacks. Flip work, count stacks. Spin pros, get it back.
And they would end the year off releasing a mixtape called
That's
What
that
Dots
shit right
Wanted,
there.
and AJ would also do a Walk 'Em Out interview. And AJ would also hop on a song with Al Wu, who was an upcoming rapper from the Glock Boys clique, who are locked in with Bandgang and Shred Gang. Al Wu was a rapper and producer, and would
Forgot
produce.
about Awu. What the fuck? Oh my god, that was a Detroit rapper. I forgot about Awu. Did they like shoot up his he was in like a crib or something and they shot it up. I forgot about Awu. Oh my god. R.I.P. Awu. Damn, another Detroit. He was going crazy his little time he had.
Many of Bandgang's songs as well.
I feel like Stanley, cause I done been in too many hoes. Hold on, I'm too froze, I gotta heat shit up.
Bandgang would release a huge
That's
song
crazy.
in February
I
called
forgot
Out My
about
Business. This is one of their biggest songs up to this point and has over 5 million views.
Bands buying bows and bitches bags. Running off of mine, I'm sending him on to go get his ass.
And Awu was also close with Rondé 9000, as they would release the song Beast Mode in March of 2016.
I ain't swinging like I'm walking the dog. Blocks with us, we ain't talking at all.
And the group also had beef with Rokane as well, as he was on the Dex song, and Rokane and Shred Gang Mon would link up and fight one-on-one in the summer of 2016. And they also began beefing with rapper Pablo
I
Skywalker.
was just about to say, did Pablo and Rokane fight? What What the hell?
One-on-one in the summer of 2016. And they also began beefing with rapper Pablo Skywalking, and Lonnie Wood dissed him in the song Run It Up, released in April. AJ and Javar weren't really focused on rapping at this moment and were on the road, as Javar would buy hundreds of card numbers at once and print a fake ID and put the same name on each card they would take to these stores. And they would go on road trips to nearby states, swiping for iPad, gaming consoles, and gift cards. The group would eventually get caught on July 3rd, 2016.
Streets talking like how much you think rolls up. You know how many times he hit the road, probably hit him some.
As they were in a store in Angola, Indiana, when the clerk called police for a possible fraud after Javar purchased multiple iPads. By the time the police showed up, Javar was approached and gave police the fake ID and was detained. After they quickly realized it was fake, police would then approach the rental vehicle they came in and find AJ along with 2 other Bandgang members and arrest them all, finding hundreds of embossed cards in the car. Feds would quickly pick this case up and indict the men, holding them without bond.
Damn, hold on. Let's read a little bit. They got 21 Gooseby Hill, 21 Mays, 21 Willis, 19 equipment from county jail being held pending $20,000 bails. In addition, Coffee told them the U.S. Attorney General office has a placehold. Coffee, who is the judge, has a placehold on them for potential federal indictments. All are set for pretrial. Public defender Anthony Cross was assigned to Hill's case, and Eugene Bosworth was appointed to represent Gooseby. The other 2 told Coffee they plan to hire their own attorneys.
Cards in the car. Feds would quickly pick this case up and indict the men, holding them without bond. Javar and AJ would end up receiving around 2 years each, and the rest of the group would go on to continue rapping. The 4 of the 6 members who were free would drop the song Respect in September, which was a good song.
If a nigga owe me a penny, let him meet the case. My brother sitting in the cell, I pray, beat the case.
The group will get one of the first T Grizzly features after he blew up off the song First Day Out. They would collab on the song Straight to It, which was a hit and has well over 20 million views today.
Feds snatch my niggas trying to link me to the case, so a nigga low key, you will never see my face.
And starting off 2017, the group released Name Dropping in January, and it was clear Paid Will had gotten much better, as well as Lonnie, who actually became the member who was able to pull the biggest numbers on everything, having the best streaming numbers in the group to this day.
Niggas out here doing all that name dropping. Bitches dick sucking cause our name popping.
And at the top of 2017, Awu would begin beefing with Cash Gang. As rumors in the streets would say, there was money put on any Cash Gang member to be killed. Awu would call them for a feature where him and Rondé would allegedly ambush the men, shooting them with the Draco, hitting up Cash Gang Fat Tay.
Yeah, that K hit my mans, but he is not dead. The next week he had on frames and the drop head.
Tay would allegedly ambush Cash Gang, who would begin beefing with Cash Gang. As rumors in the streets would say, there was money put on any Cash Gang member to be killed. Awu would call them for a feature where him and Rondé would allegedly ambush the men, shooting them with the Draco, hitting up Cash Gang Fat Tay.
Yeah, that K hit my mans, but he is not dead. The next week he had on frames and the drop head.
And a member named JQ, who was left partially paralyzed from this. Awu would mention this in many songs, as well as Mazo in the more recent diss song Top of the Key.
I heard your man's gotta learn how to walk again. Paralyzed. Just ask your man, he can't even get no pussy, nigga can only use his hand.
Diggs would end up being pulled up on by the Jump Out Boys, and he was actually near one of his spots, but didn't have the key to the house. As he was at the door, the police would approach him, and if you know, the Jump Out Boys are gang unit officers who ride 4 deep in one car. They would quickly search Biggs, finding a bag full of stolen credit cards on him, and detain him, eventually finding weed and lean in the car as well. He was released on bond and placed on house arrest before later being sentenced to 3 years in prison for this hiccup.
I hop out, try to go in that motherfucker, boom, they pull up, jump out, quick as hell. What you doing? No, first they pull up with the light, what you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm just about to go in here, boom, 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 you feel me? But they jump out quick as hell, woo, woo, run up on me. I really could have got the fuck on through the cars, all that shit, but I wasn't thinking fast enough, so they hop on my ass, boom, pat me down. I got the cards in my coat pocket right here, boom, they grab them bitches. I'm like, man, I just got some lean and some weed on me. Woo. They hop right on my ass. Oh yeah, it's on the floor.
Yeah, and Trey Gang Moan pointed out in an interview that the group was too busy taking risks in the streets. They didn't even realize the potential they had to make it in music.
If we knew what we had, we wouldn't even been taking the risk that we was taking in the streets for us to even have legal troubles. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we just was so worried about getting some money and feeding for our, like, you know, doing shit for our family.
And on November 7th, Awu released the Big Key and Cash Gang diss titled You Hear Me Part 2.
That nigga was okay till that K hit him. Caught his baby chop out, how it shake niggas.
Key would take only 5 days to respond with the song You Hear Me Part 3.
Okay, this a fucking killer, nigga, common sense. Whoever talk down OG ain't gonna speak again. We'll wake him up and get his ass Swiss cheese again.
And for some foreshadowing, Lonnie would say in a Say Cheese interview that the best way to stay safe in Detroit was to mind your business, and this would end up really hurting Bandgang later on, as they didn't have any known direct beef with Cash Gang, but their affiliations led them to being ops following this.
How do y'all maneuver around the bullshit?
Shit, just mind our business. That's all you gotta do, mind your business.
Mind your business.
You get another motherfucking business, that's when some bullshit happens.
Oh, wow.
And the next year in 2018, Lonnie and Mon started this year off with the big song titled
This Is How, damn. That's crazy. That's tough. I ain't know that. I did not know that.
Rover. And Javar and AJ would finally be released from prison in early 2018, and Javar would go on to release his biggest single to date titled How Can I Stop Part 2.
Little prison bill is worth it if you ask me. I got more money than the bitch investigating me.
Bandgang would release the mixtape In Too Deep as well, and in October they would take another massive loss as 22-year-old Awu, real name Alex Ward, was shot to death while sitting in an apartment. 3 men named Jameer Brown, Stephen Davis, and Malik Williams. This trio would all be charged and convicted of killing Awu and injuring his friend. They would all receive 40+ years for this, with Malik receiving the harshest sentence.
The memorable murder scene that left 22-year-old Alex Ward dead and friend Malik Lewis injured violently shook this quiet Farmington Hills neighborhood early on Tuesday. The many bullets flew just after 1 a.m.
And less than 4 months after Awu's death, his close friend Rondé 9000 would make a bad decision. As he was in a jewelry store and spotted an op, he would up and shoot the man one time, and his face will be put on the news later that night as it was all on camera.
Surveillance photos of the guy they're looking for. Police say this man opened fire inside the advanced.
Oh my God, crazy man. Oh, they don't give a fuck. Oh my God, these niggas is crazy. He did that bare face. He don't give a damn.
This building on Greenfield Road near West 9 Mile Monday afternoon. 1 person was hit. There's no word on that victim's condition at this time, but if you know anything about the shooting, you're asked to call.
And around 2 weeks later, Rondé featured on the song Public, where he rapped about being on the run.
I'm on the run right now, looking for a op. Sit down, trying to get me locked.
He was later caught and sentenced to 6 years in prison for this.
Do these guys approach you?
It's about like 4, 5 or whatever tough ass niggas come off the elevator playing roles, phones out, doing hand signals, whatever you want to call it, banging on the windows and all that, and talking about come outside, all that. But I had bro and them just go head downstairs, so I meet them downstairs and shit. And then, you know, the toughest one out the group felt like he was just tough as hell, run up. Still, you see a nigga with a gun in his hand, you still gonna run up like you don't know the outcome. And shit. And it ain't even like you don't know me, nigga, so you know the outcome.
And Paid Will would end the year off strong, as he was deep in his bag and now a polished rapper, able to make big singles with his smooth delivery, talking street shit. He released Factually Speaking in November, which has almost 2 million views.
Even if I'm out the way, still can make it happen. All it takes is 1 call to make a nigga vanish.
2020 would be a bad year for the group, as they would take many losses this year. In June, Lonnie would feature on the song Whack Jumper alongside Glockboy TJ and Shred Gang rappers. This has over 9 million views.
Still a whack something. My nigga shoulda kept hooping, he got a whack jumper.
And Will would also release another big single titled In My Bag in July, which racked up almost 2 million views as well.
Worth 400, you don't live like this. $60 for the kid, this that big boy shit.
And in early September, Bandgang Boom could be seen arguing with one of Cash Gang's top members, 392 Lil Head, on IG Live.
Why do y'all think y'all popped me so bad?
Why we ain't? What you mean? Who think that? Y'all.
Why do y'all think I got popped? Y'all niggas weird as hell. Who shot me? When did I ever get shot? Ever? When did I ever get shot?
You said
And tragically, just 3 weeks later, on September 22nd, Bandgang AJ, real name Aaron Mays, was ambushed and shot fatally with the Draco while sitting in a Chrysler 300 on his mother's driveway.
Can you imagine watching your own son die? Sanika Mays walked out of her home on Detroit's west side at 8:15 last night. Her son, 25-year-old Aaron Mays, was sitting in a car, the two of them cracking jokes, when someone ran up, firing so many shots at Mays. His mother says she couldn't see the suspect's face. There was so much muzzle flash.
His older cousin was in the car with him as well and was struck multiple times, but luckily survived.
We just going through the motions, chilling, talking, vibing.
That's
crazy. Unfortunately, I wound up losing a real nigga. You feel me? And not only that, but, I almost checked. You feel me?
I mean, yeah, when you're talking about getting hit 15 times, that's insanity, man.
This would be a massive unexpected loss for the group, and Cash Gang would heavily troll AJ. Although he wasn't invested in the beef, as Shred Gang and Glock Boys were always more gangster, the Bandgang group was always more focused on getting money. And Moan would express this in a live, saying killing AJ was similar to killing an innocent, which is kind of crazy in my opinion to say.
Some niggas snuck Jizzle. Y'all don't get no cool points for Jizzle, bro. Jizzle wasn't trying to be in no beef. Y'all don't get no cool points. Y'all ain't try to pull a move on nobody who really doing something. So, what's going on?
Damn.
AJ was not a Glock boy. That nigga was definitely Bandgang. And he wasn't even on the shit. You feel me? And I was around to see that. He wasn't even on the shit. You feel me? That's a free kill when a nigga ain't on shit. Fuck is you talking about? He not on shit. He wasn't trying to beef with nobody. He wasn't finna wake up and slide with his niggas. And you feel me? He wasn't expecting a nigga to slide on him, nigga. That's a free kill, nigga. That's not shit. Fuck. Kill somebody that's on y'all ass every day.
And sadly, very soon after this, just a little over 2 months later, Paid Will, real name Will Johnson, was sadly killed as well after being shot to death inside a house. This was very sad and unexpected, as Will was a hustler and he actually wasn't killed by any ops. Unlike AJ, it isn't publicly known what happened to Will, but it's rumored to be a situation where he got into it with his girlfriend's family and one of the men in her family killed him. These were two tragic losses for the group, as they lost 2 of the 6 members in just a 3-month span.
Where they bring up Page, you would think they did that. The fans probably think they killed us on them diss tracks. Kill shit in real life, don't need a song to get our lick back.
And Bandgang Boom would release a tribute song to Will shortly after his death called Forever Paid.
Forever paid, I pray for better days, then we all straight.
And just months later, in February of 2021, Big Key alongside Lil Head and Tufo Leak, who is also a main Cash Gang rapper, they would all collab on the song Beef Part 2, which was a huge song and has right under 5 million views. They would diss Bandgang in this song, and Lil Head would say YouTube say I killed AJ in this song, which was crazy.
YouTube say I killed AJ, I hate cops.
And Biggs was also finally released from prison around this time and did a Say Cheese interview.
To this day, I still don't want to believe them niggas gone. Like, that shit fucked up for real. When that shit happened, I don't know, bro. That shit kind of fucked me up. I'm like, damn, my baby really gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a nigga that I was hanging with damn near every day.
Lonnie would be shot multiple times, getting hit in his wrist, mouth, and in his head. The bullet wasn't able to be removed from his head, and Lonnie would luckily survive this shooting, but isn't nearly the same as nobody would be after surviving a headshot.
You caught one in the head, is that right?
Yeah, the bullet's still in there.
It's still in there. God damn. So what was going through your mind? Did you like lose consciousness?
Don't panic. That's the only thing I thought about. Don't panic. I knew I wasn't gonna die.
Fuck?
So I ain't panic.
The group would go on to continue dropping music, although no group projects. As they grew up, they all got into different stuff, although they are still locked in. And Mazo would trade diss songs with Key in 2022, which his diss, Top of the Key, went semi-viral, and Lil Baby was reposting it.
Trying to sign me, I might do it to get close to Key. He don't want to sign no more because he don't want to get close to me.
And Javar would stay business savvy as he started fraud prevention, where he teaches about fraud on OnlyFans, also teaching how to grow weed on his other channel, OnlyGrams.
FMO phone scams, I ain't got a rap. You can check my bank statements, I ain't got a cap.
But I hope the remaining members are able to stay out of trouble and safe moving forward. If you
that's crazy. That's tough. That's tough. RP to niggas, man.